Hello everyone, back in Stellaris, and I'm extremely excited. And despite the fact I don't know anything, oh my god, about that game, I still feel like that's one of the best from Paradox. I can't count Crusader Kings and Europa Universalis because I haven't played them. I've played Europa Universalis for a while, years ago, but, well, it doesn't count, right? Okay, the Galactic Republic. Let's go back to that mighty state. What is that? Okay, that's what I want to load in.
Federation screen. Our Federation will grow stronger while members maintain good cohesion.
Did you interrupt me?
When a new member joins our Federation, some cohesion is lost.
I'm in the Federation.
Assigning envoys to the Federation will improve cohesion. As our Federation grows stronger, we unlock perks that increase our mutual benefits.
Okay, let me reread it. This is the Federation screen. Where is the Federation screen? Huh? No clue. Our Federation will grow stronger while members maintain good cohesion. When a new member joins our Federation, some cohesion is lost. Assigning envoys to the Federation will improve cohesion. As our Federation grows stronger, we unlock perks that increase our mutual benefits. Understood. Weird. Okay, I wanted to say something and I don't remember. Okay, so from 3 games I currently test. And basically I try to test tutorial. So Stellaris, Victoria 3 and Hearts of Iron 4. I feel the biggest excitement with Stellaris despite the fact, well, I don't know shit about it. But in Victoria 3 it's really overwhelming whenever you do something, and in the Hearts of Iron that's slightly different. A different kind of being overwhelmed. Or maybe not really overwhelmed, but I think I said that a couple of times already. Hearts of Iron is focused on warfare, right? On strategic and operational level, and then you have a little bit of politics and a little bit of economics. Everything is simplified, but the warfare is also simplified, and that's the main problem with that game, at least for me. If you do the game which is focused primarily on World War II, which is warfare in general, you cannot make it simplify as it is right now in Hearts of Iron. Of course, I haven't researched everything, and I haven't gotten deep into the details of divisions, templates, technologies, equipment, and so on. But on the battlefield itself, on the map, it feels like it's simplified terribly. Even that tutorial, it just says draw a front line, establish a target, execute plan, and let AI does its own thing. That sucks, guys. That really sucks. Either way, let's go back to Stellaris. I've lost 3 minutes. I don't remember what am I supposed to do. Okay, I know that we've sent that science ship USS Martian to some other, this is not a galaxy, to some other system, right? I can click on Sun. Okay, here we are. And I know we have Earth over there. And I know that I can build some stuff over there too. And there's a lot of other stuff. And I remember that there are armies which are garrison. Well, armies are split between garrison, which is defensive force, and you cannot really recruit them from that tab. You can recruit assault force, and I knew that I had a question whether assault force can defend the planet alongside garrison. That's a valid question still. And what else? Do we have any kind of journal which will tell me, yeah, we have situation log. Okay, this is related with surveying the system.
The council screen is where we appoint the leaders who will guide us into the future. Their personalities and traits will influence our empire for good and bad.
Okay, let him talk.
We can set agendas in order to focus their efforts in a specific area.
Can I?
Do you require assistance?
Oh, okay. That's good. That's better. Let me read it. The council screen is where we appoint the leaders who will guide us into the future. Their personalities and traits will influence our empire for good and bad. We can set agendas in order to focus their efforts in a specific area. Counselor can be assigned or replaced anytime and still take on other roles, like commanding a science ship. Okay. The only exception is our ruler. Okay, so you can basically assign all of these guys to be a captain of a science ship, right? Agenda progress is dependent on the Councilor's level, or empire size, and in certain cases the Councilor's ethics. When an agenda ends, it can be activated for a stronger effect and to free up space for a new one. You have no edicts. Okay, understood. Launched agendas, infinite opportunities. What's that? Citizen pop happiness. That's an initial modifier. Time to launch, 159 months. Okay, you have no edicts. Active edicts, what's that? Base 10, ruler plus 5. The edicts fund is a separate and static pool of unity for edicts upkeep. If upkeep exceeds the size of the fund, regular unity will also be used. Where is the regular unity? Here it is. That's a unity. And the unity reflects the society's collective resolve and ideological strength. It embodies the shared purpose that binds people together, guiding their institutions and governance. It is essential for internal affairs, for example, to unlock new traditions, recruit leaders, ascend colonies, enact edicts, and manage resettlement. To increase, construct buildings with jobs that produce unity, improve the approval and support of factions, adopt the mercantile tradition, adaptive economic policies, and change trade policies. Oh my god, there's so much. Okay, let's open that.
The policies tab covers government. Can I be of service?
Yep, just stay silent, buddy. Skynet, you're called Skynet. Oh my god. Why so much? Come on. Policies and edicts. The policies tab covers government. Policies as well as empire. Policies as well as empire-wide edicts. Practices that can be enforced by spending some of our resources. Okay, the policies tab covers government policies. Okay. There are often several stances to take on any given policy, though they may be limited by our technology or ethics. Edicts have a monthly upkeep cost, either afforded by our edicts fund, paid with unity, or at times other resources. Fortify borders, for example. Starbase upgrade speed. Encourage political thought. Ethics shift chance. Okay. Oh my god. You can change all of that? Holy shit. Oh, okay, we can change that. My god, there's so many options. This is so cool. And okay, those are policies, and I feel like, okay, we can freely change them. Okay. And then we have edicts. This edict encourages the populace to openly discuss political matters, even if the path taken may lead them astray. Okay, I don't think any of those two make sense, at least for me. At that point, well, with the knowledge I have. Okay, diplomatic stance, what's that? Belligerent. The empire will attempt to bully weaker empires into submission to their will. Expansionist, what's that? Border friction plus 100%. Outpost build cost minus 10 and colony development speed plus 15. This is good. Isolationist, well, USA before World War II. No, actually before World War I. To be maybe not precise, but more valid, I would say. The empire wishes to be left alone to their own affairs. Well, there's a lot of penalties. Governing effects attraction, there is positive and monthly unity. Cooperative. Operation cost plus 25%, operation upkeep 25%. Diplomatic weight. And envoy improve relations. Border friction is... Okay, and then there are some other... We can select them. At least for now. That was diplomatic stance. War philosophy. Unrestricted wars. War is a dish best served frequently, and to those who will not cook for themselves. My god. Liberation wars. We must further our own interest even when they run contrary to the interest of others. Claiming other systems is only allowed during defensive wars or against Gestalt consciousness empires. No? Defensive wars? Violence is a last resort to ensure the integrity of our nation. Okay, unrestricted wars, let's go. I like it. This is so cool, isn't it? Subjugation war terms. Balanced vassalage. Oppressive vassalage. Benevolent. Our subjects are as much part of us as we are of them. Their success is our victory, and we shall move forward as one. Oh, we believe in treating our subjects fairly. Perhaps in time they will see the wisdom of our ways and the errors of theirs. This is fine. Orbital bombardment. Indiscriminate. Allows the full use of all orbital weaponry with no regard to life on the surface. Oh my god, it doesn't sound like humans. Come on. This is so bad. Unrestricted wars. Indiscriminate orbital bombardment. I like it. I really like it. Let's go, guys. Orbital surrender acceptance allowed. What's the point of that, by the way? This policy controls whether or not we allow enemy planets to surrender control to our fleets during orbital bombardment. They included such a detail? Man, this is so good. Now you understand my excitement. That game is absolutely gorgeous. This is fantastic. I mean, I don't do anything right now, just reading some shit. But that shit is good. It doesn't smell bad. Resettlement prohibited. Free pops cannot be forcibly resettled between planets. Automatic resettlement chance plus 100%. Allowed? Pops can be forcibly reselected. Oh no, we will not do that. No. Unless you are... Yeah, you know what. Never mind. First contact protocol. Aggressive? Well, can attack neutral entities. Enables hostile first contact options such as abduction and dissection. Unknown dangers may hide among the stars. To ensure our continued survival, we must be ready to strike without hesitation. I agree. Cautious, we'll take every measure to prevent information about ourselves from falling into alien hands before we have decided whether they will be friend or foe. Cannot attack neutral entities. Other nations will find it harder to establish communication with us. Negative first contact events are less likely to happen to us. Okay, that's proactive. What's that? Meeting alien civilizations presents an exciting opportunity to make new friends and fresh discoveries. Yeah, well, we shall, unless those are Reapers from Mass Effect, we shall do our utmost to ensure that first contact happens smoothly, hailing unknown ships with a cordially phrased greeting and a copy of our official standard encyclopedia, along with its audiovisual companion dossier. Gain 50% more influence from each successful first contact process. Interesting. That proactive sounds cool, but let's go with aggressive, why not? Initial border stats open. Okay. The border of our empire must be well guarded. Lest we fall victim to insidious influences. Only those who have proven themselves worthy may enter our space. Actually, I would be for closed border, but I don't know how that game works, so I don't want to mess up anything. Economic policy, mixed economy, militarized economy, let's go. Civilian economy, mixed economy. To commit ourselves fully to either war or peace is to restrict ourselves to a narrow view. We must be ready for whatever the future may hold. I agree. Trade policy, wealth creation. Oh, there's only one. Robotic workers. Allowed. Yeah, I think I'm good with it. Okay, we will not read it. Or actually, let's read it. The mere concept of autonomous robots leads to the idea that workers of our species may one day be supplanted, perhaps in time surpassed. We must decide our stance on such large-scale automation. The benefits of automation are obvious and immense. I agree. Outlawed. Robotic automatons are a threat to not only our people's livelihoods, but to the very fabric of society itself. We must not allow ourselves to be made obsolete. Technically, well, let's be honest, that's a sci-fi game. I mean, robotic workers are something, well, normal, I believe. such a year like that. Do I agree with them? No, well, I don't know. I can imagine the world right now with robotic workers. Like, really? I mean, technology is too stupid still to make robotic workers viable right now. Like, ChatGPT makes so many mistakes, depending on the field. But I know that it makes a lot of mistakes because I've tried it in some military-related tests, and believe me, he didn't pass even once. So yeah, and I just copy-paste all of the questions, and they weren't too hard, because I passed that test on the, well, I think on the second chance when I stopped using ChatGPT, so it wasn't really that bad. Yeah, either way, I don't know. Open question. Debris, research debris, scavenge debris. No, I'm in favor of researchers, definitely. Refugees, citizens, species only. Refugees welcome, no refugees. Citizens, species only. We cannot allow compassion to overpower good sense. Only those who would be worthwhile addition to society should be brought into our borders. I agree. This is how Switzerland does it, and I'm fine with it. Population controls prohibited. What's that, by the way? We can decide whether or not selective population controls should be legal in our empire. No, I don't agree with that. Slavery, prohibited, and yeah, I agree. No slavery, come on. USA fought for it. Abraham Lincoln fought for it. It's not damage his reputation, come on. Purge. Purged pups are unable to work and will ultimately perish, but the process will enrage them as well as any sympathetic pups. Placement only. Prohibited. Purge. Placement only. It is not our responsibility to see to the needs of those who would undermine the foundation of our society. Let them find their homes outside our borders. The purge is an atrocity and should always be treated as such. Allowed. Interesting. Okay. So we went through that tab. Took almost 20 minutes.
The faction screen gives an overview of the populace's political lean. Okay. Do you require assistance?
Don't say anything, please, for a while. What's that? So if we know what are the policies and edicts, let's go here. So I'm kind of curious. The faction screen gives an overview of the populace's political leanings. Okay, so basically somewhat similar to Victoria 3, right? Be aware that shifts in the socio-political climate may give rise to factions. Details on faction sizes, attractiveness to our pubs, and how content they are may also be found here. Factions have issues that are important to their overall approval, and our policies and actions as a nation may displease or please these groupings, providing an increasing boost to unity generation. That makes sense. This is basically internal politics, right? The strength of factions and the nature of their issues can change along with our circumstances, but keep in mind that, well, that happiness of a pub can be affected by the approval of the faction it belongs to. You can also manage factions to manipulate the relationship between a faction and the state, even going so far as embracing the ethos of a strong faction. Let's see. Authoritarian, egalitarian, xenophobe, xenophile, militarist, pacifist, spiritualist, and materialist. Okay, basically those are traits we've been selecting. Manage faction, we can't do anything about that. Yeah, we cannot click on anything, which is good. And then we have council, and we saw it already. Ruling from Earth, what's that? Commanding classes 1. Surveying Nusakan, head of research, okay. Expertise, military theory. Okay, well, fair enough. Minerals from jobs. Okay, what's that? Commander. Oh, you are the ethic militarist. Well, we have a lot of militarists then. Research speed. Minerals from jobs, which is cool. Age 28, 29, 30, 29. Click to see agendas list. Lunch early, cannot afford to lunch agenda. Oh, there is also that possibility. Interesting, click to see agenda list. Display of power. Our neighbors will know we are prepared for war if necessary. Evolving society. What's that? Monthly unity. Okay. Give and take. Faction approval. Egalitarian ethics attraction. Okay. Progressive growth. Mechanical pop assembly speed. Materialist ethics attraction. Artificial workforce. Unavailable agendas. There's so many of them. What we do here? Citizen pop happiness. Can we somehow check what's the happiness of our population? There's such a tab. I'm very curious because it might not be needed. Maybe we should select something else. Like for example, progressive growth or give and take. Look at that, faction approval and egalitarian ethics attraction. Faction approval, faction resource output, egalitarian ethics attraction. We have a faction here which is egalitarian. Due to its current attraction value, we expect around 54%. Okay, the ethic is embraced by our empire, significantly increasing its attraction value. We don't see, unfortunately, we don't see any pros and cons of certain factions. Would be helpful, right? Okay, so we went through that tab. Then we have society management, and oh come on, I'm worried if I click on it, that's gonna open another can of worms. Dear God. I just want to click on, well, on some stuff on map because I'm curious. So what do we have here? What's that? That's a mining station.
Mining stations are used to extract... Yes?
Mining stations are used to extract the minerals and strategic resources of the objects they orbit. Mining stations are not needed to access the resources of colonized planets and can only be built within our borders. What you can do, buddy, by the way? Is banned? No. Construction ship, military power, Earth. What do you do? Hull points, armor, shields. Very interesting. Stop, return, move. What can I do with you? With some 5 minerals. Collected by mining station. Collected by mining station. Okay, does it work like on the whole system? What's that? Building a mining station in orbit to acquire them. Build a mining station. I don't have mining station here. Or do I? Okay, here I have, right? Yeah. What about here? It's a different orbit. Oh, there's also like collected by mining station. Why there is no? Build a mining station in orbit to acquire them. Okay, I clicked on planet, management, kind of population. What's that? Edit sector, colony ascension, economy armies. Well, there is nothing. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, I'm right-clicking on that, but looks like it doesn't work this way. Produces. Well, that's a mining station, right? That one. Who knows? Here also we don't have anything. But look at that. No, there is some kind of, I don't know, what's that? Planetary features. Oh, Nissa research station.
A research station built in orbit of a planetary body will gather its... How may I assist you?
Thank you for letting me know. Research stations. A research station built in orbit of a planetary body will gather its physics, engineering and society research data. They can only be built within our borders and they are not needed if the planet has already been colonized. Understood. Interesting. But we can build that. Build a mining station in orbit to acquire it. Here we have it. How we can build that, by the way? This is the question. I'm very curious. Really, because I don't know how to do that. I believe that tutorial will help me because, well, this is why you have tutorial, right? But so far we haven't done anything. It's still post game. Okay, so maybe this is not needed to get deep into that. There's a sun also. Okay, terraform sun. Good luck. That's a fleet, and that's also a fleet, right? It's some kind of base. Look at that. That looks beautiful when you zoom in. Okay, this is the that orbital stun station, which is the kind of base for the units, and that's a fleet, right? And that's also a fleet construction ship, US Macedonia. Okay, fair enough. And what's that? Sun mining station. Oh, Telepilos mining station. Okay, so they have dedicated units. Oh, here I see it now. How we can build that? Like the mining station over here? That's something I have no clue. Okay. At least I've learned something. Okay, let's go to society and management for a while. And I think we will end that episode too.
The tradition screen displays the tradition. How may I assist you?
You may not. The tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire. The tradition tree must first be adopted before any traditions within it can be unlocked. Oh, maybe there's a chance we cannot adopt anything. Well, yeah, looks like that's correct in that case. Okay, adopting a tradition tree or unlocking a specific tradition costs a certain amount of unity. Yeah, that's what we see here. And the price goes up as we unlock traditions and our empire grows. To adopt a tradition tree, click the select button. Oh, it's here. But we can't click on anything. Click the adopt button and on the preferred tree. Available traditions can be viewed by hovering over the tradition trees. Fair enough. There's nothing we can do, which is good. We can close it. We were in technology tab, research technologies. Oh, we see everything we have. Awesome. This is a good information. There's a boost for military technology, by the way. Then we have
the leaders screen provides an overview. Yes.
I have 27 minutes. I think we can read through that very quickly, and then we'll finish the episode. The leaders screen provides an overview of our leaders and let us hire, dismiss, and manage them. A leader's class determines their possible assignments across our empire and what position on the council they can undertake. Available leaders refresh periodically, but since capacity is limited, exceeding it raises upkeep and slows experience gain. Dismiss redundant leaders to avoid these penalties. Okay. So, if we don't want someone, don't want someone, but I cannot dismiss those guys. Come on. This is, they can be in that pool, right? Refresh. In five years left. Those are my leaders. And I can dismiss them. I cannot send home those guys. Special for hire. Yeah, look at that. I cannot just dismiss them and see. Go fuck yourself. There's, well, you look weird. There's so many women, come on. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Look at, no way. Come on. This is a Roman Empire, let's be honest. Okay, so we have officials, and that's the same way. Okay, yeah, they are in the categories. Pretty clear. They have all some kind of bonuses, right? Yeah, that works very similar to, I don't know, Europa Universalis, that comes to my mind. Or to Hearts of Iron. That was leaders. And we have species too. Planets and sectors and expansion planner. Fleet management and contacts. And market. There is even a market. Okay, well, 30 minutes already, so I believe we are about to end the episode. But there is some conclusion which comes to my mind. This is a great game. This is a great game, truly. I truly believe in that. And I think I'm going to buy some other DLCs. Because my intuition says that I'm going to play that game. play that game more than average. Of course, I will probably record everything because I don't have that much time to play in my free time, so I do everything on live, let's say, on recording. But I would like to play that game more and more. And I still don't know a lot of stuff, so I believe that at some point, if I get used to that game, I know the basics, the fundamentals, I can have even more fun out from that game, because this is immense. Look at that. Dear God. That must be exciting. Okay. That was a little moment of deep thinking. Either way, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next one, where we'll continue that Noob and tutorial series. What a clever name for the series, right? But I feel like a noob, and I think this is correct. So basically, we still assess the tutorial, and I think it does way better job than Victoria 3, because whenever you click on something, it explains it to you, which is great. Even those hints in Hearts of Iron 4 are better than anything in Victoria 3, because in Victoria 3 there is nothing. Really nothing. There's only the first task, they tell you how to do it, and that's it. Maybe after completing that first task they expand, but that takes time, and you don't know whether you do everything correct, and you don't understand many things. So at that point, Stellaris wins. It's the best game I've played from Paradox games. Paradox development, whatever they are called, Paradox, let's call them Paradox simply. So yeah, that's the conclusion at that point after 3 episodes. Either way, once again, thank you, and see you next time. Goodbye.